This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our reviews and takes of movies and television coming out of Hollywood. I fucked that up. What's up with you, bro?
Hey man, listen, let me tell you something. That might be the intro. Like you just do it and be like, I fucked this up.
Yeah, keep fucking it up.
Nah, man, but listen, I'm good though, man. Just getting my ass with that work, yo. Listen, yo, when I tell you people are counting on us to refurnish their whole house, my guy, or their whole apartment, man, that shit get old. Well, other than that though, man, I'm good, man. Just asking these kids questions that they don't know answers to. I'm trying to get student numbers. None of them know their student numbers. But yeah, man, just trying to get some stuff taken care of. But man, how about you, man? How everything doing?
Man, I feel your pain, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here feeling like I've been lifting weights all day. I probably done used every kind of hand drill possible, from cordless to corded to battery powered to pneumatic, all kind. I've done used every kind of drill bit today, probably, bro. I think I had a good drill lessons 101. You know what I'm saying? Shoulders are tight right now, but outside of that, man, everything been good. Sun shining. You know what I mean? I'm great.
Good deal, man. Great to hear, man. I'm telling you, because it can get rough out here, man.
Oh, yes, it can.
It can get rough. So glad everything's good with you, man.
Yeah. Plus, I'm super excited, man. You know what I'm saying? This week is the last week of preseason. You know what I'm saying? Football coming back soon. And Sunday is the day, you know what I'm saying? We got our fantasy draft. I'm still waiting on my shirt to come in. It ain't came in yet, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
So that's the other league you in, right? That's not the 4-3 one, right?
Nah, this my other money league. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that thing. We got a $125 in the championship ring for first place. I think it jumped down to $50 for second place, and then $25 for third place. And then the loser get a golden toilet trophy.
Man. Embarrassment of having it in your house. Yo.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. But man, you know what I'm saying? Be like that.
I got an email, man. I thought they might have booted me out the league because the league that I was in last year, I worked for another contractor last year. And so we had our league, within that, and I don't work for them anymore. But I got an email saying like, yo, the draft is Sunday. So I'm like, oh, I thought they might have booted me out. But I was like, shit. I like it. Hey, I'll check and see. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to keep taking these L's, man. You know what I mean? Hey, I will hand them out to you.
Give it to them, man. If that's what they want, give them what they're looking for, man.
Yes, sir.
So this episode, man, you know what I'm saying? We bringing back one of the things that we used to do. It's not used to. We do every so often. We do our top 10, our Hollywood top 10, I guess you could call it. But today we're doing a top 10 of our favorite action movie villains. And these are probably some of our funnest episodes, definitely for me, because it just gives us a chance to, you know what I'm saying, contrast, compare, talk a little stuff, you know what I mean, have some different conversations outside of what we usually do. And I ain't gonna lie, this might be my favorite top 10.
Well, my favorite top 10 wasn't on this pot. Well, you know what? As a matter of fact,
we did the horror night.
That was on 28 though. So we did the top 10. We did the top 10 horror movies, but we did that on the 28 minutes or less. Mm-hmm. What we did on here was top 10 TV shows, which was,
that's right. Yeah.
Wow, but that was really fun. That was a real fun list, man. That brought back some memories, man, because like one show that I really, really fuck with, man. And it's like I've been thinking about going back and watching it. It was on my list. I can't remember if it was in my top 5, but if it wasn't in my top, I think it was. I think it was the 5th one. But this show, it was a Showtime. It was a Showtime show called Penny Dreadful. Man, listen, you will fuck with that, man. I'm telling you, because you like that fantasy. Like it's not fantasy, but it's kind of like vampires, werewolf shit. Yeah. Like
I'm still watching True Blood as we speak.
Like it's some wild shit, man. It was one of those shows. It was just like it was just so different for me because I really never really got into like that type of show. And like the more and more I watched it, it was just very intriguing. And shit, man, I might go back and watch that shit when I get done with this fucking Sopranos again.
I hear you, man. So the way this usually works, ladies and gentlemen, is we have a list that we go from 10 to 1, and then basically because we never can just have just 10, we always end up having the surplus that we call our honorable mentions. So just sit back, relax, man, enjoy the ride, and then once we get done, this is a great time for you guys to interact with us. Let us know who some of your favorite movie villains are as well. But man, honorable mention, man, what do you got?
All right, man. So I'm just gonna rattle them off. Well, I give a little bit of details, because this is a podcast, theater of the mind.
Right.
So the first person on my honorable mention list, they're in no particular order, but the Riddler and the Batman. Listen,
the new one.
The new one.
Okay.
The new Riddler. No. Can't do that. Can't do that. Yo, the new Riddler. I fucks with that motherfucker. Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was very surprised how much I end up liking the new Batman. I did not think I was really gonna like it, but watch it. I'll end up watching it twice, and I was like, yo, like, I fuck with this, man. I really, really like the Riddler in this, and I like how they setting up the Penguin. But that's a whole nother thing. I thought the Riddler was not only ruthless, but this time, like, he was just so smart. Like, the way he planned that whole thing out, all the way down to the point where it says, I'm going to bring the killer to the light. And that motherfucker died right there in front of that light pole. Come on, man. Yo, I really fucks with the new Riddler. So the other honorable mention I got is Scorpion. You know what I'm saying? From the
nice.
Yeah, man, from the new Mortal Kombat that came out last year. I really love what they did with him. Even though he was, revenging his family. Me and you, we did this movie. Our only thing, we just really didn't like how they brought the new character in and whatnot. But
I like how they made Sub-Zero goddamn so fucking powerful.
Yeah, I don't know why Sub-Zero was like the man. Like I didn't know that we would do that, but I really fuck with the Scorpion, man. I like what they did with it. I'm really looking forward to the new one, man. I don't know when they gonna start filming it, or we hearing this new stuff about. I hope they ain't the one that's involved in this thing that we talked about a couple of episodes back with a lot of stuff is being scrapped right now. So I hope that. I hope that's not in there. I think this one's gonna surprise you because I think you would have thought that this would have been in my top 10 as much as I talk about this shit. But I wanted to divide, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to make my list a little more diverse. I'm going to throw the Joker in there, but the Joker version from The Dark Knight.
Of course.
One of the best performances I've seen, even though he was only in the movie for like 30 minutes. One of the best performances I've ever seen. The Joker is just, I'm saying, especially the Heath Ledger version of him. Was, I know Jack Nicholson was your favorite, but this was my favorite. I love the way he put it down. I like how he tried to make it seem like he never had a plan, but he had a fucking plan. You can get out of here when you ain't planning nothing. Let everything always go the way you set it up.
Hey,
but
the best plan to have is no plan.
That's what he claimed. So the last one, very new movie. We also did this one too. I was so surprised how much I would like this person as a villain. and that's the Scarlet Witch, man.
Nice.
Hey, man, she
Nice.
did her shit, man.
Yeah.
She really did her shit, and they could fuck with her, man. Yo, when she did the whole shit in the reflections, come on, man.
It was fire.
Like she almost made my list. Almost made my list, but it was just like there was some other stuff that I just had to put in there. But I also one of the ways that I did my list is like these are the people I really don't want to fuck with. And she is on there. She's one of the people well, obviously I don't want to fuck with any of these people, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, Scarlet Witch is not no joke. So if y'all haven't seen that new Doctor Strange, like, she kicking ass. So those are my honorable mentions that I have. I got the Riddler from the Batman, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, Joker from the Dark Knight, and Scarlet Witch from Doctor Strange. What is it? Madness of the Multiverse?
Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, Multiverse of Madness. So those are my 4 honorable mentions.
That's a nice list, man. Okay, so starting off mine, man, like we said, no particular order, man. I got Mr. Han from Enter the Dragon, classic kung fu, you know what I'm saying, movie villain. Killed my man Jim Kelly. I hated that they had to do him like that. But you know what I'm saying? He gave Bruce Lee a run for his money. Speaking of mirrors in the mirror room, you know what I'm saying? He was switching out his hands and shit like that. And then he had that wild ass cut that kept fucking up when they started getting sweaty and they was fighting and shit. And then he flicked that motherfucker like that and was like, ha! That shit. That's one of my all-time favorite kung fu movies. So Mr. Han, he definitely did his thing in that one. I got Hu Lee from Rush Hour, man. You know what I'm saying? Another one. You know, he gave them a run for their money as well. Plus, you know, it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, scrap with Jackie Chan. Ivan Drago from Rocky, you know what I'm saying, aka the Russian. I hate the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he killed my man Apollo Creed, but you know they had to get the white man Rocky to come and save him and do his thing. And then last but not least, man, Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Just come on, man.
Oh, that's your guy right there.
You got to be on the list somewhere, so I had to make him honorable mention.
That's what's up. That's your guy right there. I remember we did that. We did Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie, y'all.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
We officially made it.
R.I.P. and shout out to Alan Rickman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We made that official on the Viewers Anonymous.
Yep. So number 10, man, who do you have?
Oh man, number 10, man. I'm coming out the gate strong, man.
Okay.
So number 10, I got a person goes by multiple names. You know what I mean? But in this case, this is the name that he was giving himself. And the movie that I am talking about is, I don't know, look, we didn't game plan this. I don't know, but I got it in front of me. So it's a 2004 film. You know what I'm saying? By the name of Blade Trinity. And I got my man Drake, man.
Nice.
I got my man Drake. You know, a lot of people know him as Dracula.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Dracula, Drake, whatever you want to call him. Look, my man, yo, I really thought Blade needed 2 more people this time. Blade goes solo. You know what I'm saying? He needed these people to help him this time. And then, you know what I'm saying? We all know the whole thing of Drake, like you kill Dracula, everybody else dies and all this type of stuff. So the significance of killing this person and not knowing, because if I remember correctly, Blade didn't know if he would die too.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yep.
So I just thought, man, how Drake was in this movie, man, this dude was serious, man. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of other funny stuff going on. You had Ryan Reynolds in here.
Yes.
But yeah, this movie kind of gets, you know, a bad name to it because you hear about some of the stuff that happened off screen with Wesley Snipes and Ryan. They didn't really get along, but man, listen, Drake was that deal in this, man. So I'm going for number 10, Blade Trinity, and I'm going with my man Drake.
Okay, then. Well, I got one that's going to take you back a little bit, man. My number 10 is probably everybody's favorite enemy to hate as a kid that came at our generation. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Johnny Lawrence, man, from the Karate Kid. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was so tough, man. He thought he was so tough. You know what I'm saying? He was whooping Daniel's ass. And, you know, Daniel had to bring out that crane kick to get rid of him and finally, you know, save the world. You know what I'm saying? And he had a broken foot or injured leg or something in the midst of that too. So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Johnny Lawrence was an asshole. He was the classic 80s bully, you know what I'm saying? But the you know, the karate version. But you know, this it's just that's the dude that, you know, everybody hated growing up as a kid. We all could relate to having that one dude that we just wanted to whoop his ass, and that was Johnny Lawrence. So my number 10 is Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid.
Cool. Hey man, I forgot about Johnny Lawrence. You know what I'm saying, with that blonde hair. Didn't he have the mushroom cut? No.
No, that was the other dude. It was one of them on there with a mushroom cut.
Cool. So number 9, man, one of the all-time dudes. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? The Dark Knight Rises, Bane, man.
Yes.
Bane is that dude.
It's my guy.
Bane is that dude, man.
That's
like, man,
my guy.
The way he broke down Bruce Wayne, man. Mm-hmm. It was first of all, it was a sight to be seen because you kind of get tired of seeing the hero always win.
Yes.
And man, when he fucked him up, listen, he picked my man up and broke his back. Listen, Alfred was like, yo, you don't want none of Bane, man. I'm telling you, let it go.
Man, just let it go.
Like I'm telling you, let it go. Bane is that deal, man. He got the whole package. He swole his on the wet. He got the quickness. Even, man, my favorite part is when they was when Batman first came back, and then they finally got to each other and they started fighting. And then when Bane hit him with like a 3-piece in his ribs, and he missed, and he hit the wall.
Had that coat on the whole time.
Man, listen, man, I thought it was Mike Tyson for a second, but
yeah,
I mean the quickness. Yeah, man, Tom Hardy's that guy, man. But the quickness and then the brain, even though he had a little help, but Bane is that dude, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, Batman don't ever want to see him again. So I know he's happy that he's dead. So I'm going Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, man.
That's what's up, man. So my number 9, man, another classic 80s villain. You know what I'm saying? This one freaked everybody out when they first saw it. They thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the worst Terminator ever until they seen the T-1000. This motherfucker was turning into liquid. This nigga was creating weapons with his hands and shit. They thought they could just tear him up, and then next thing you know, his skin melted off, and this nigga was a fucking robot. And this was the most terrifying robot from the 80s until the mid-90s. Nobody ever knew or wanted to see this motherfucker in real life, man. They couldn't stop the T-1000. This motherfucker was destroying semis and getting through the little slits in the door and shit. You couldn't escape this motherfucker, man. I remember when they came out with the Terminator arcade game with the gun, and you had to shoot them, and they all looked like T-1000s until the real T-1000 showed up, and they used to move fast and shit. Man, I'm telling you, the T-1000 is probably the most scariest robot you'll ever see in your life, man. But that's why I got the T-1000 from Terminator.
Cool. Love that pick. So, man, number 8, I'm taking it to the 80s on y'all, man, real quick. Gotta take it back to the 80s. You know what I'm saying? This is like the first thing about this movie, it is corny as hell, but it's one of the dopest movies ever. Like I literally watched this movie, I don't know how many times in the 90s growing up. Mm-hmm. I still watch this movie like it's crazy. But man, we all know who was the man. Well, I'm not talking about the villain at this point, but we all know who the man of the 80s was. You know what I'm saying? Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And what I'm talking about is
kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But, man, listen, Bloodsport. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Chun-Li, man. You know what I'm saying? The most swollest Chinese, Japanese, whichever one he is, let's say Asian, person you ever going to find in your life. Yes. Listen. Yeah. He was... Hey, man, Chun-Li was the deal, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But then, you know what I'm saying, he had to cheat, and he still lost. So that's why he's real this low on the list. But, like, for me, like, dude, I used to look at this motherfucker and be scared.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't nowhere near me. But what I liked about this pick was because he was, human. He didn't have any superpowers or anything like that. It was, what I'm saying, and it's also based on a true story. I don't know if he looks like the guy or not. But yeah, Henry Duke. No, not Henry. Was it Johnny? What the fuck that motherfucker name was? But anyway, like this Kumite, this was a real thing that was really done. Like it's based on a true story. A lot of people don't know that. And Dukes went over there and won that shit like 3 or 4 or 5 times, some shit like that. So Bloodsport is actually based on a true event. But man, I'm going with Chun Li, man. That was my guy, man. The biggest
great pick.
Man, the biggest Chinese man you ever gonna find. I'm telling
you. Yeah, definitely. That was a great pick. And he wasn't even like cut up. He just like he was filled with air. That shit was weird, man.
He was so big, when people walk and their arms like sit out, like that's how he used to walk. You just didn't really see people that wasn't bodybuilders that big. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'm going with Chun Li.
All right, man. So my number 8 is another guy that you love to hate, man. But instead, he wasn't the guy you thought he was. That's right, man. I'm talking about Castor Troy from Face Off. When I tell you this was the most despicable villain in movie history, man. Not only did he get the surgery to look like his nemesis, he basically tried to ruin his nemesis' life. And this was one of the all-time great movies. If you ever get a chance to see Face Off or rewatch Face Off, take your time out to do it, because not only was Castor Troy despicable and diabolical, but he was genius too. And that's why I made him number 8.
That's a great pick, man. Face Off, is one of Nicolas Cage's best movies.
He don't got too many, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So man, I know you're gonna love this one.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for you, man. So my number 7. I'm saying, hold on, is this 80s? This is late 80s or early 90s, probably early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It is early 90s, but I gotta take y'all back a little bit, man. This was a role that was, let me see, the person that they ended up casting for it was definitely not first on their list. And this dude told them the only way that he would do it is he had to have his hair color the way he wanted it. And they agreed to it. And what I'm talking about is Demolition Man. You know
man.
Simon Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Simon Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Wesley Snipes played in the futuristic movie with Sylvester Stallone, where he played one of the most, I think they call him the most dangerous man of this century or some shit. I forget what they called him. But man, Simon Phoenix was that deal. You know what I'm saying? He came and he caused havoc. You know what I'm saying? When these people was in a world that you couldn't cuss anymore, where you got a citation for cussing.
They couldn't have sex.
They couldn't have sex. They couldn't do nothing. I don't want to live in that world at all. You know what I'm saying? So
they did have an Oculus though. They had a weird version of the Oculus.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So that was one of the things that they got right. Mm-hmm. So but yeah, man, I listen, I fuck with Simon Phoenix, man. Like, that is the best part about Demolition Man. And then also seeing Sandra Bullock just be like a complete idiot. Like that shit is hilarious to me.
She's a stickler.
Exactly. But yeah, man, Simon Phoenix, man, very underrated villain, man. So I had to put him on the list at number 7.
Okay, then. Great pick, man. Number 7 for me, man. This motherfucker is out of this world, literally. When I tell you that it destroyed a whole special ops group, defeated alien, you know what I'm saying? Just one of a kind, man. You know what I'm saying? The Predator. From the whole Predator series, not just one specific Predator, but just the Predator in general. This motherfucker had everything. It had a fucking rocket launcher that came out of shoulder pads. It had the claw that came out. It had the spear that looked like a baton but turned into a spear. It had a sword. That motherfucker had armor. It had invisible camouflage. It had heat vision. It had night vision. Like this motherfucker was the ultimate villain, man. The motherfuckers was going through that jungle in the first one, and it was taking them out one by one. It skinned somebody like the Predator was like the ultimate one, man. It came down to earth specifically to hunt. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Alien versus Predator storyline from centuries back, man, it came down to earth just to, you know what I'm saying, hunt the Predator, just to prove its true warrior within itself. And I definitely enjoyed all of the Predator movies. Even the new one out on Hulu, Prey, that was dope as hell too. So yeah, Predator is my number 7.
Great pick. So this movie, when we're talking about franchises, to me, this is one of the most slept on franchises of all time to me. Not the best, I'm just saying the most slept on, because I don't know a lot of people who speak about this. Like, it's just an unspoken thing for some odd reason. And I think all of them are great. And it's not just because the main character is the best looking person ever in a leather suit and the finest vampire of all time. And we're talking about Underworld Evolution. Evolution was part 2, and we're talking about Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Marcus was the one that was asleep the whole time. Marcus is like the originator. Like Marcus is the one that got the wings. You know what I'm saying? He could transform. He can actually look like a vampire. He can actually look like a regular person.
Then he became a hybrid.
Man, he was like the original hybrid. Like,
no, remember he ended up getting what is dude's name? He got Michael's blood.
Did he get Michael's blood?
Yeah, remember he bit Michael.
No, wait a minute.
No, Celine bit Michael.
Yeah, Celine bit Michael. Yeah, she's the one that became a hybrid.
He didn't get Michael's blood. He didn't get Michael's blood. He got one of the one werewolf dude, the one dude that was with the werewolf
was his brother.
No, not him. Remember.
Oh, you're talking about
Victor had him in the thing, and he.
You talking about Lucian?
No, not Lucian. It was like Lucian's. It was the creepy dude that looked like Igor. The little skinny dude, remember? Because Victor was talking to him, and then he hit him in the face, and then that's when the blood.
Oh yeah. That's how Marcus woke up.
Yeah, and remember that's why he became a hybrid and got like blue or some shit like that.
Yeah, Marcus.
He was like bluish.
Yeah, and he could go back to human form. So Marcus was that deal. He was really that deal, man. Like, even like Lucian, he was pretty good, but Lucian wasn't a villain though. He was never, even though
not really.
Even when they talked about all the wars, like the villain really was kind of Victor really in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole war even started in the first place. But when Marcus came awake, and then Marcus actually bit the dude, well, and they way they do it, they bite them, they can see everything that they saw. So he looked at it like Celine gotta die. So, but Marcus, man, he put in a great attempt. When he got his brother up out of there, that was something serious. But if she never would have got Michael's blood and became she also got that old white guy blood too. That's what made her can take sunlight. So man, Underworld Evolution, y'all. I'm telling y'all, them Underworld, those 4 Underworld, no, end up being 6.
Yep.
Yeah, end up being 6 of them, and they is severely slept on. So I'm going with Marcus, man, at number 6.
Nice, man. So number 6, man, is one that I know nobody would have thought of, or nobody would even picture this person as being an action movie villain, but he is, man. It is one of the greatest portrayals of acting, you know what I'm saying? And he pretty much did his thing. In one movie, you know what I'm saying, you seen him helping out Jamie Foxx escape slavery and go back and, you know what I'm saying, kill slave masters. But in this one, Inglourious Bastards, you pretty much seen him teaming up with the Nazis and getting rid of motherfuckers, man. And I'm talking about my man Christoph Waltz, the great, you know what I'm saying, the great Christoph Waltz playing Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards, man. This motherfucker was diabolical as shit. He found out in this movie, he found out they plot to kill Hitler. And he was supposed to be there, but he found out and escaped. This nigga, he got all the information. I mean, like, this nigga was like one of the greatest Nazi detectives of all time, if that's such a thing, which it probably ain't. But in this movie, bro, Christoph Waltz showed his ass, and my favorite part is when Brad Pitt and old boy is sitting in the chair and he talking to him and he negotiating with him, and they like he like, yeah, so you know, I will let you guys do da da da. He said, but you have to let me free. He was like, and you cannot get me. He was like, and I shall not be touched. He said, and once I cross that line, he was like, we will let it go. So Brad Pitt was like, sure. And he was like, yes. He was like, he said, that's what I like to hear. You Americans are very good at negotiation. He said, that's what I call, he said, that's what you guys call a bingo or some shit like that, bro. That was my favorite scene in the movie, bro. But then, you know what I'm saying, my man drove the truck across stuff and they blew that nigga up. So it was all over with after that. It was all over with after that. But throughout the movie, man, this motherfucker was getting busy, man. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, he shot the chick like from 100 yards away with a pistol. You know what I mean? So he was cold as ice. But that's my man Hans Landa, man, from Inglourious Bastards. That's my number 6.
Inglourious Bastards. I ain't seen that in a while, man. I got to go back and watch that movie again.
Into the top 5 now, baby.
Top 5, man. Top 5, man. I struggled with this one, but once I thought about it, I was like, man, this is an easy selection, man. Y'all be like, you know what I'm saying? You go to the top 5, man. To me, you go to the next level. And for me, when I seen this particular version of this person, because in this one, he really was the villain. But yo, I had to go with him, man. Listen. Godzilla vs. Kong, man. Listen. Godzilla whooped King Kong ass, but
yes.
Throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
Like it was not a fair fight the whole time.
At all.
And everybody teamed up with King Kong, and it didn't go well for King Kong at all. Now, there was one fight that was unfair, and it wasn't King Kong's fault for 2 reasons. For number one, when they was fighting on the ships, you know what I'm saying? He was tied down for number one. So it wouldn't have made a difference because not King Kong, but Godzilla can swim and breathe on the water. So when he brought him on the water, it was over. Listen, Godzilla, you don't want to fuck with him. Fact. Number one, he's like one of the largest things out there. Then he got like nuclear powers inside of him where he can spit out. People always say, when you see blue fire, that's the hottest fire that there is. This motherfucker spit out blue fire. You hear me? Godzilla is that deal, man. And he whooped King Kong ass. He whooped America ass. They got lucky. They had to come up with a damn fake version of him to fucking beat his ass. So
still couldn't.
Yeah, still couldn't really.
They had to resuscitate King Kong with a fake defibrillator ship.
Hey, listen, Godzilla's that dude. Now we've seen a lot of bad Godzilla movies, but Godzilla vs. Kong, that was on point. I fuck with that one. So I got Godzilla
vs. Mothra is good too, though.
Yeah, that one was cool. You're right.
Old black and white claymation looking shit.
Oh no, I ain't talking about that one. I thought you were talking about what is it? Godzilla, the Monsters of Gods or some shit like that.
Oh no, I ain't watching none of that shit. I'm talking about the old black and white joints.
Oh no. Because see, that was the thing that some people, because I remember some people did say they didn't like Godzilla vs. King Kong because they didn't get the story. And it's like, well, you had to have watched Godzilla, like the Monsters of God, and you had to watch the Skulls King Kong movie because like it's a series, it's 3 of them.
Yep.
And some people didn't see the first 2 and they didn't get the storyline. And the third one, it's like, well, you had to watch the other 2 to get it. So it's just like, that's why I say some people they're not too smart. But anyway, I got Godzilla at 5.
That's what's up, man. Great pick. Number 5, man. Mine is probably another one that, you know what I'm saying, everybody feared in the 80s, man. I'm talking about General Zod, man, from the first Superman, kneel before Zod. You know what I'm saying? This dude was badass, man. He came out, he had eyeliner on, he had a slick back. You know what I'm saying? My nigga had on the shiny sequin all black outfit with the black Ugg boots. He was badass, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was badass in the 80s, man. You couldn't fuck with him. He looked like the lead singer of a rock band, bro. He had the beard with the stash and shit. Like, he looked like he could superpower whoop ass. But nah, man, everybody, you know what I'm saying, remember, you know what I'm saying, Zod from the old Superman starring Christopher Reeve. And yeah, that was one of the villains that if you watch that movie, you will always remember how bad Zod was giving them the business until Superman finally came back and saved the day. But yeah, that's what I got, man. Number 5, General Zod.
He took it back. I took it back to
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves. So number 4 on this list, there ain't no reason to delay it. You already said it. And that's the Predator, man. The Predator is that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's higher on my mind. I'm sorry. You mentioned everything, but it's just like, man, when you look at everything that the Predator could do and everything that he has to come with him, he is the ultimate weapon. And it's just like, yo, like he was one of the first people that I thought about when we talked about doing this. I was like, yo, the Predator is going to be high on my list because I don't want to fuck with him at all. And like you said, in that Prey movie, like he was even better. The graphics was better. And then it make you think, like, yo, like for this movie to come out in the 80s, they had some good, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't bad.
No.
Like the special effects they had back then for the Predator, that shit worked out really good. And man, look, the Predator that deal. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, and I'm like you, there's no main one, because like he's always the same thing and he has the same powers. But yes, man, you took the word right out of my mouth. He is the ultimate weapon that you don't want to mess with. So I got Predator at 4.
All right, man. Number 4, man, for me is he probably became a lot better as the series went along. But it's Agent Smith, man, from The Matrix. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that everybody feared, you know what I'm saying? Did his thing, showed his ass, could fight, you know what I'm saying? He could dodge bullets, transform into any NPC, you know what I'm saying, that was in The Matrix. It was a dope experience to see him and Neo fighting in the subway when Neo was trying to get to the telephone. You know what I mean? He did the super punch where he was giving them, you know what I'm saying, them body shots, and then they slowed it down and you could see his arm moves and shit. That shit was just so dope, bro. And then you got to remember how revolutionary The Matrix was in 97 as well. Like, we haven't seen
99, my guy. Remember?
I'm sorry, you're right. 99, I'm sorry. We haven't seen anything like this on film, you know what I'm saying, from the director doing what they did with the cameras, from the action to all that shit. Like, this was like the ultimate movie. So for, you know what I'm saying, Agent Smith to come out and do all that shit in the suit and sunglasses was pretty badass. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. That shit was pretty badass. So my number 4 is Agent Smith, man, from The Matrix.
That is a great pick. But I am not surprised because I knew The Matrix was gonna pop up in here because I know The Matrix is your shit.
Had to.
So this one, man, it sucks because I know you haven't saw it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to explain it when I really only seen it twice, but also to give you kind of like a vision for it, man. So my number 3 is a movie that I know my man Scoots have not saw, but it's Hobbs and Shaw. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen Hobbs and Shaw.
I thought you said you didn't fuck with any of those Fast and Furious movies.
I don't like the Fast and Furious movies. I've seen some, but I've definitely seen Hobbs and Shaw.
Hey, yo.
You think I wasn't gonna get a chance to see a black man get fucking the $1 million man treatment?
Yo, French Killing they ass.
Yeah, shout out to Idris Elba.
Idris Elba killed that role. I'm talking about everybody in my top 4 is the ultimate killing machine. Like they had to come up with a plan to like, yo, one of us take the hit while the other one hit them. Because they
blasted a rocket, man.
Man, Brenton was that deal. Like he was, you know, like you said, like the $1 Million Man. They created him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was human, but they pumped him with some stuff or something, and like he was unreal. I mean, I can't even come up with the words with it, man. Cause it's like when I first seen the movie, I didn't really know what to expect out of it, and then like once I got to watching it, and then when they show you from his vision, like he see everything that's coming. Mm-hmm. And it's just like he can predict your moves. He's quicker than you. He's faster than you. And he's cocky as fuck while he's doing it. Yep. Like that dude was that deal, man. So he's another one, ultimate killer machine, man. I got to go with Brenton at number 3 from Hobbs and Shaw.
That is an amazing pick, man. Also, shout out to Idris Elba, too, because he punched the lion.
Oh, yeah. You saw Beast this weekend.
Yeah, I definitely saw Beast. Anyway, man. Number 3. My number 3 is the baddest Shogun in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
He went around terrorizing Harlem because he wanted to fight one person, and that one person just kept telling him, nah, man, I ain't trying to fight you. Nah, I ain't trying to fight you. So he had to team up with Eddie Arcadian to fucking kidnap Vanity and basically force Bruce Leroy to get busy, you know what I'm saying, one-on-one, man. I'm talking about Show Nuff, the greatest Shogun of Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? This was my movie as a kid. You know what I'm saying? My mom made me, well, she didn't make me watch this, but my mom showed me this movie, and I was already, you know what I'm saying, one of those kids who love kung fu movies, but this time it was a nigga that looked like me, and then there was another nigga that looked like me as the villain. Man, this was the shit. So to see Show Nuff, man, go around and terrorize motherfuckers, he put Bruce Leroy, little brother, in the trash can. He kicked the goddamn video box machine. You know what I'm saying? He went up and tore up Daddy Green's pizza. You know what I'm saying? What else did he do, man? Man, that motherfucker, he tore up the dojo. He beat up Lil Johnny. Like, man, it was all kind of shit, man. Like, these motherfuckers was bad ass, man. And he had a nigga in this squad named Beast.
Yes.
No, I didn't even see Beast fight twice. I just seen Beast fight once, and it wasn't even a real fight. You know what I'm saying? He just stuffed Johnny in a locker and shit, and then they left. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite part is when they at the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying? They in the movie theater or whatever, and he watching Bruce Leroy. I mean, he watching Bruce Lee and shit. Bruce Leroy is, and he eating popcorn with chopsticks. So you know what I'm saying? Shogun and the crew come through, and they like Bruce Leroy, and you know what I'm saying? He ready to fight and shit. So you know they get mad at him, and one of the dudes, you know what I'm saying? One of the dudes is sitting in there and shit with a girl. So you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker got up. I'm getting there. So this motherfucker get in the movie and shit, and he stand up in front of the screen. You know, the motherfuckers is booing him and shit. He like, Bruce Leroy, you gonna fight me? You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then so the dude's girl got up and was like, hey, you need to move out the screen. That nigga say, shut up, bitch. And then dude stood up, you know what I'm saying, to honor his girl. And then, you know, Bruce Leroy pimp smacked that nigga, and then the other dude was like, oh no, honey. But it was a dude. Hey, bro, that movie was beyond its time. That shit was so fucking funny, bro. It was funny. It was action-packed, man. That was one of the greatest movies ever, bro. But Show Nuff is one of the best movie villains of all time, and that's why he made my top 3, man.
When I say who's the master?
And kiss my Converse.
You say Show Nuff.
Hey, and he got the glow first.
He did get the glow first. He had the red glow.
Too, bro. Can't forget about that.
He said, "Playtime's over." Boy. That's my shit.
I told you, bro.
Man.
That nigga
That's
was the
my
greatest,
shit.
bro. That nigga was the
He is
greatest.
the greatest. He is the greatest. Oh man. So my number 2 on the list. This is the only TV show on the list.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But this dude is my guy. And he had to go on there. And my number 2 is Luke Cage season 2.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bushmaster, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, y'all want to watch a movie where the hero get his ass whooped every single time he faced the villain. This is the one. Bushmaster whooped his ass every time. My man was Mustafa something.
Mustafa.
I forget what his last name is.
Say Ali, but that's the wrestler dude.
But man, that's the dude I told you. Like, I got this movie idea. I was like, this is the guy that I want to play the main dude. I ain't gonna get into it, but he's the one I want to play the main dude. But man, if y'all remember in Luke Cage season 2, like this, I mean, he was the kung fu master. He was strongest for. He had the same shit that Luke Cage had. He was bulletproof. Like he was everything that you was looking for. He was an ultimate killing machine, and that was. Dude, that's one of the shows that I hate that has not came back yet. Like, I've been waiting on season 3 for Luke Cage for years, man. I don't know what's going on with that whole thing. I know that it was a whole thing of where, you know, when the rights and stuff got bought, like this stuff is on Disney Plus now, and they took it off of Netflix.
They coming back. They coming back in the new Daredevil joint.
So hopefully they do, man. But Bushmaster was that dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really explain it. Like it's either y'all saw Luke Cage season 2 or you didn't. But like, yeah. But that guy, man, he is really one of my favorite. To make number 2, he's one of my favorites. So man, I got to shout out to Bushmaster, man. Shout out to Mustafa as well.
All right, man. My number 2, you already got him on your list. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned them earlier as well. So I guess we 1-1. This was I lost it. I lost the bet. I said that we probably wasn't gonna have none on our list that's the same, but we got 2 in the same, so we 1-1. But man, listen, you already mentioned him. You know what I'm saying? It's the man who broke the back. You know what I'm saying? You merely adopted the back. I was born in it. By the time I started like, I was already a man. That shit was bruh. This was everything I was hoping for, bruh. Everybody that knows me knows that Nightfall is my favorite Batman series because it's the villain that wins. This is my shit. I love villains, but especially in comic books. But yeah, everybody knows what Bane does. Bane is the shit. Super intelligent, super strong. You know what I mean? Very tactical, military guy. The only thing that I didn't like when I seen this was the fact that he sounded like he was English, but even though he's like from South America, but whatever. It's all good. I'm not mad at it. Tom Hardy made it cool. And then when he did that monologue, I fell in love with the voice, bro. That's my favorite scene in the movie. This nigga whooping his ass and basically monologuing him to death. You can't beat that, bro. Usually when the villain monologue, the hero is going to get away. This time the hero cannot get away. He literally punched this nigga in the temple. Shit. He beat the shit out of Batman, and I loved every minute of it, man. And yeah, I got Bane for my number 2.
So we come to the end of the list.
Yep.
Me anyway. The number 1 person on the list. And let me tell you something. You really lost the bet because we're going 3.
Oh shit!
And I am so disappointed because this motherfucker was way too low, man. You out your goddamn mind. Judgment Day, Terminator 2, T-1000. That motherfucking guy, man. What are you talking about? What? You talking about? Listen. The whole scene when my man is when they was breaking old girl out of jail, and he looked at the damn damn, what you call those shits in prison? The jail cell joint, and he looked at it and walked right through that bad boy, and then the gun got stuck. Come on, man. Yo, listen, they in a car going about 60. My man walked it down, got the whole thing, changed his hand, and hooked his hand onto the car. Come on, man. The T-1000 was that guy. You hear me? Like, when I tell you, because you know I'm a horror guy, it's like, yo, I'd rather face Jason than the T-1000. You hear me? Like, the T-1000 was just, and then, like, I mean,
that nigga was dressed up as a highway patrolman on the motorcycle. That's scary than the motherfucker in itself.
So he had the shades and everything.
He had the helmet and all that shit. So the fact that this nigga could also turn into a fucking robot, can you imagine that? You think you're getting away from the police, then this nigga pop up?
No. He did. Man, listen, you mentioned it earlier. You can sit here and you can shut, you know what I'm saying, a metal door. My man can turn himself into liquid, go under the door, and still come
that shit was cold as ice.
Yo, the T-1000 is that motherfucking guy. I'm sorry. He is number one on my list. We end up going 3. You had him kind of low for me. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let that shit roll. But this motherfucker is that deal, man. I'm sorry, man.
Sure. You know for sure. He had to make my list, man. He definitely had to make my list. But the T-1000 is ice cold. Don't get me wrong, man. That's a motherfucker you don't want to fuck with. But my number one is the all-time motherfucker you never want to fuck with. You see, he ain't got to worry about turning into liquid and no other shit like that. You can't fucking shoot him with no bullet. You can't shoot him with no fucking lasers. You can't beat him with no motherfucking weapons. You damn sure can't use a lightsaber to do it. That's right, goddammit. I'm talking about the ultimate motherfucking Sith Lord of all time, Darth fucking Vader. This motherfucker is cold as fucking ice, man. When I tell you this nigga was in the fucking room and they was talking crazy to Darth Vader, and that motherfucker kept running his mouth and that nigga Vader did like that and choked his ass, bruh, you can't fuck with a nigga like that, man. You seen the motherfucking show. If you didn't see it, go watch Obi-Wan. Go watch Obi-Wan when the fucking ship tried to go off and Darth Vader was just standing there and shit and he was just holding the ship like this. He wasn't even using all his strength. He was just holding that shit like that. Just This nigga birthed 2. No, it wasn't 2. It was 3. This nigga birthed 3 of the greatest Jedi. 2 of the greatest Jedis and then 1 of the greatest Siths of all time. That nigga had his grandson Kylo Ren. And then we had Princess Leia, who nobody knew she had motherfucking force powers. And then fucking Luke Skywalker, who everybody falls in love with. But fuck that nigga. We talk about his dad. And this nigga Darth Vader, man, this nigga was ruthless. This nigga had the whole galaxy under control, my nigga. The whole galaxy. Nobody wanted to fuck with Vader, bro. That nigga's the truth.
Well, I wish I could because I think that's the only one I don't know out of everybody you mentioned. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know.
I'm saying, like, you ain't never watched Star Wars at all?
Remember, I told you I only watched that one. I told you I've only watched Rogue One. That was it.
Let me tell you something, man. You know how at the end of Rogue One, when them doors open up?
Oh, I don't
and that motherfucker, at the end of Rogue One, the doors open up and that motherfucker walking out because he about to get busy and whoop somebody's ass. Yeah, bro. That's the beginning of, I think that's the beginning of Star Wars number 4. The original Star Wars joints. That's the beginning of that. But yeah, Darth Vader don't play no games, bro. You can't fuck with no Darth Vader.
Yeah, I mean, look, I definitely know who Darth Vader is. I just, you know what I mean? I don't know how ruthless he is because I never, seen him in action.
This man ruled the whole galaxy. He had the whole galaxy in fear. And we talking about a galaxy far, far away. You know what I'm saying? He had that whole motherfucking fear, man. The Republic used him. I mean, the Republic was so mad that they couldn't use him because, you know what I'm saying, they had to get as many Jedi as they could. Nigga, they had a whole army of Jedi for fucking Darth Vader, bro. That's how badass Darth Vader was.
All right. I hear you, man. I hear you. You know, so, recap for the people, man. At number 10, I had Drake from Blade Trinity. Number 9, I had Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Number 8, I had Chun-Li from Bloodsport. Number 7, I had Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man. At number 6, I had Marcus from the Underworld Evolution. Number 5, I had Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Predator from all the Predators. At number 4, I had Brixton from Hobbs and Shaw. At number 3, I had Bushmaster. At number 2 from Luke Cage season 2. And I had the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day at number 1.
That's right, man. And for mine, I had Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid at number 10. I had the T-1000 from Terminator 2 at number 9. I had Castor Troy from Face Off at number 8. I had the Predator from the whole Predator series at number 7. I had Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds at number 6. I had General Zod from the first Superman at number 5. I had Agent Smith from The Matrix at number 4. I had Sho'nuff from The Last Dragon at number 3. I had Bane from Dark Knight Rises at number 2. And my number 1 was Darth Vader from the Star Wars series.
You know, now that I think about it, man, I was right on the money. I said we was going to have 2 or 3.
You definitely did. You had Bane way too low, though, but that's cool. We even.
I feel, yeah, because I felt like you had T-1000 a little low. I was like, hey, but I don't know. And I was thinking, how should I play this? Because I was like, man, should I act like, you know what I mean? Should I just go ahead and say like, yo, man, I got him at number 1, but I like, nah, man. I said I want to see his face, but I tell you who my number 1
is. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get into this coming soon, bro.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
So for the coming soon, man, we have a very, very different movie. This one is called Life is Beautiful. It's basically about a man and his family going through the Holocaust in Nazi Germany. And it is one of the movies that I watched when I was very, very young, but it is a very, very it's a very good movie. You know what I'm saying? It shows you just the strength that it takes to have to go through some things, even in some of the worst situations imaginable, how family can, you know what I'm saying, strengthen you and keep you strong, and you know what I'm saying, the hope and the fight that you have to basically get through situations. And this movie is every bit of that. I know you haven't seen it. You said you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, I have not seen this yet, so this is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, so, this is one of the ones, man. You might drop a tear on this one, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ah, man, don't do me like that.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, man, it's kind of like you know, when you say that, it makes me think of Schindler's List. But
you know what? It's not as bad as Schindler's List, but it is a little. It's definitely gonna make you cry.
It's those vibes, the Schindler's List vibes.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. But like Schindler's List was like, nigga, you was sitting there like, oh shit, like you had to keep your eyes like that so they could dry out so you wouldn't cry. But this one is definitely gonna make you drop a tear or two, bro. You know what I'm saying? If not a big one, you'll well up a little bit at least. But this was a great movie though.
Look, man, I don't perpetrate on here, yo. Yeah, I'm the one that'll drop one for you. Like
for sure.
Like it's sometimes, man, I get so emotional watching some of these movies. Sometimes they be like, yo, like that shit got me. You know what I mean?
You know what? Due to traumatic childhood experiences, I can no longer cry. However, though, I do well up a lot.
This guy right here.
No, I'm dead serious. I cannot cry, bro.
Get out of here, man. I'm not fucking with you, man. You gonna say tell me?
Just being honest.
It just haven't been a situation, man.
No, you have no idea, bro. Due to traumatic childhood experiences, my nigga, I can no longer cry.
Man, listen, I had some traumatic shit too, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I can share one though. I can share one.
I be trying. I definitely be trying.
This motherfucker said I be trying.
It's hard, man. It's hard to cry, bro.
All right, man. I hear you. I hear you.
Man, I was traumatized as a child. But listen, man, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was another fun episode. First and foremost, it's always fun. But when we get to do stuff like this, man, you guys have no idea because even though, you know what I'm saying, we're somewhat similar, we have so much different taste in movies and television and stuff like that. So for us to be able to come together and bring all that together in the episode, it just makes it that much more fun. If you enjoyed this, if you hated this, or whatever the case may be, or you want to give us, you know what I'm saying, your top 10 list of action villains, man, hit us up on our socials on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnon Pod. You can also hit us up on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. And yeah, as far as me, man, you can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. And then you can follow my Linktree link that I got in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at S.Foster8 on Instagram and Twitter at 28 Minutes or Less Pod. That is just on IG. Follow the pod on all major platforms on the 28 Minutes or Less. I just dropped what I feel is a really good one, man. Like when you do solo pods, man, it'd be like sometimes you feel like you in that groove and sometimes you don't. I feel like I was on one.
This is in your wheelhouse too.
Yeah, this was definitely in my wheelhouse, man. Episode 97, I did Freeway, Ricky Ross. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a really, really good episode, man. I don't say that a lot, but I feel like there's one that I was in my bag. So go check out that episode. Y'all let me know what you think. And that's all I got, man.
Yeah, man. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the bonus episode. We came up with that joint on the fly, so keep an eye out. There's going to be a bunch of those coming up super soon. You know what I'm saying? Those are some of the things that if something happens, you know, we definitely get on the phone and hit each other up. Yo, what you think about this? And that was one of the ones that we both had to do for sure, just because of the nostalgia of it. And then, you know, of course, we both love football. So this is the perfect time to get on this pod and be able to have something to talk about in that lane. So shout out to JD, by the way, too, you know what I'm saying, who was our guest on there. And yeah, until the next episode, man, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.